What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Um, Let me just see something super exciting stuff. Let's make sure that everything works. Let's make sure that you guys can see me, that we are ready to rock. Let's I usually do a quick 3-minute countdown, but for some reason, I figure we just jump straight into the sauce. So let me just do a quick check with everything. If you guys can hear me, if you guys can see my screen, just do me a favor and type a 111 in the chat. A 111 in the chat. Right? So if you guys can hear me, if you guys can see my screen, just type a 111 in the chat. Let me just make sure that I'm over here. All right, so for some reason my phone's not working, but we're going to make it work. We are going to make it work. All right. So what's today all about? What's today all about? Today is about the sauce. Okay, here we go. Got the link. All right, so let me just drop a quick 111 to make sure we are here, locked and loaded. All right. So let's actually take a moment, and I really wanted to really break down everything that this video says. And it's really great to see people coming in and seeing great results, and I'm talking about people coming in and already the same week, the same day, maximizing with our tools and taking things to that next level, right? So I just want to take a moment and just really show you guys, that we do have members who are just coming in and using these tools, seeing great results, right? And you're going to be able to notice that we're tapping into gold, we're tapping into US 30, we're tapping into NAS 100. But best believe you're going to learn about how you can take your trading to the next level when it comes to tapping into the Forex and indices markets. Simple, straight to the point, right? Now, what's even great about that is that we have a very supportive community here because we all are on the same mission, right? So you're going to see us communicating on here. It was amazing. We had a member, check this out. They had a trade set up all the way up here selling gold. I think it moved well over 30 something points on that. But look, they're using our tools. And that's what I want to talk about, because once you have a community of people who are understanding how simple Forex can be with the right tools and solutions, that's just going to help you maximize to the markets and now leverage to getting the right resources and funding, right? So I want to actually show you guys everything that our pre-launch offers, because a lot of people have been asking about the pre-launch and, when's the special over? And I'll be honest, the special is actually coming to an end very soon as we prepare to launch. We recently just launched our latest beta indicator, and it's been doing phenomenal. This right here is actually the beta indicator, but let's actually just take a step back, right? Let me make sure that you guys can hear me. Perfect. I got some ones in there. All right. So let's actually just take a quick step back. Let me take this quick banner off. I'm over here I'm starting to learn a little bit more about these tools and these little things, right? So with the pre-launch, got the noise. With the pre-launch, what it's going to do is it's literally going to allow you to tap into this platform and now have lifetime access to everything. I'm talking about, it's crazy because we had people who got plugged into the pre-launch, let's say a month ago, and already, they have 2 great indicators, but they now have 3. So it's like literally there's so much value as we continue to grow. But what you're going to notice is the first thing that you're going to have access to when you tap in is our education, right? We want to make sure that everybody is at the even playing field from A to Z, no matter where you're at, whether if you're a beginner trader, an experienced trader, at least have a basic understanding of your technicals and how to utilize our tools, right? Because aside from having that proper knowledge, now you're going to have the proper indicators and tools to work with that knowledge, right? So what you're going to notice is, I don't want to go too deep into education today. Today is simply just to show you how this sauce has truly been changing lives and truly how you should be part of this if you're not already, and to review what we have done these last few days, right? So you're going to notice when it comes to our indicators, the first indicator you're going to have access to is our pullback pips indicator, right? So let me just go to the settings real quick, bring it out, right? And you're going to notice our pullback indicator is actually that red and that green background, right? You can literally have your trend filtration either on your current time frame, or you can actually have it on a higher time frame to helping you maximize and identifying those buy and selling opportunities. So you can actually see why when we are in a bearish market, right, that red background, we are looking for sells, and why when we're on the bullish market, we are looking for buys, right? So definitely amazing, and definitely something that you guys are going to be a part of, right? Now, aside from having that pullback pips indicator, you can see right here, we caught that buy because we were in a bullish market. You are literally able to use this tool on indices, on gold, right? You can literally see right here how we are able to buy that market. We got NAS 100. You can see, obviously, you got your green representing your buys, red representing your selling opportunities, right? And going from there. Now, this might be a little dim for some people, but I just like it like that just to avoid so much, stress on my charts. But let me just show you what it would look like. It would look something like this, right? And then you could just change the opacity, right? That's our pullback pips indicator. This is a tool that when you're manually trading, when you are in the game, you want to know your trend. This is the first thing and the first problem people trade, they experience because they don't know what type of trend they're dealing with. So when you're trading at the right time, let's bring out the right time right here. Bring them out. Right here. When you're trading the right time and you're able to catch these opportunities, why? Because you're in a selling and a buying opportunity. Beautiful, simple, straight to the point. You got your training in your back office. That's the pullback pips, right? Now, the next indicator you're going to have access to is our striker, right? Our striker is literally for our indices. So you're going to focus more on US 30. You're going to focus more on gold. You're going to focus more on NAS 100. And it has a few features. So the first feature is, as you can see, it has these red and these green bars. Now, that's actually how I use it. So let me actually just show you how I personally use it first, and then we can show you just some other great stuff you can do to it to help you maximize your trading experience, right? So when it comes to the striker, it's literally these red and these green identifications. And you want to know why I call it the striker? Because when you are in the game, when you are in the match, you need to know when's the best opportunity to strike, right? You don't want to just place trades. You want to know, okay, if I'm in a buying opportunity, if I strike because I'm buying this opportunity, there's only two things I can do: getting in right now or finding the best pullback and then maximizing my trade, whether if it's a buy or a sell. So you can probably see why it's powerful that our members are killing the game already with our indices striker and our pullback pips indicator, right? Here, let me just bring it out the right way. Because when you are in a buying market, you're only looking for these buying, striking opportunities, right? You're only looking to strike buys. So when you're able to catch these trade entries during your session, during your time, we place the buy, we place our stop loss unders where the market has no business being, and now we're able to maximize and take it on up, right? This was just magically today over 255 points. Right now, as you can see, we also got the setup right here, placing stops minimal, taking it on down, right? You got your buy setups that would have been nice, taking it on up. Now, I like to personally keep it simple and have these bars like this because I already know if I have an opportunity to buy, right? If you have an opportunity to buy, then best believe you're going to be looking at only buying opportunities. What is a buying opportunity, Anthony? Well, let me actually just give you guys some basic sauce, right? If you guys go in here, you watch this video, let's see, it's called Trends, Trend Lines, and CTLs, right? There's a few videos in there, right? What you're going to notice is that just some basic stuff. When the market breaks a trend line, it's now trending now to the possible upside, right? So as that market decides to trend, right, and move as a buy, you already know where the opportunity is to get into the market, right? Minimizing, maximizing. This tool is more for your manual traders, for those individuals who are in the game. That's why I created these two indicators, right? So you can use that when it comes to US 30, you can use it on gold, you can use it on Nas 100, right? And our pullback, remember your pullback here, let's make sure we're in the game right here. This was actually our session right here. You already know we like that New York session, right? A little before London is fine. So as you can see, we have rejection. So we're in a bearish market. What does that mean? If you are selling it, right here, we finally got the sell confirmation, right? We're going to be able to take that market on down. Beautiful, right? Now, as you can see, we also got the buying confirmation over here, taking it on up. We got the selling confirmation, moving it on down. We got the buys that pushed on up. It's straight to the point, not complicated, right? Hopefully you guys are understanding this because it's not even difficult at all at this point, right? So these are the two indicators that we have. And now the great thing is our members actually have access to beta, right? This is beta right here. Boom. The red and the green setups. Oh, wait, but I'm not done. Hold up. I forgot to tell you about the striker because I know we have members. Some members, like myself, I usually just use it right here like this with the red and the green bars. But I know some members usually want to actually have a numerical setup. So like, for example, usually my average setup is about 50 points. We have people who might do a 80-point stop loss, a 70-point stop loss, right? So you can actually put in the stop loss that you want just as a fixed stop loss. You could put your take profits. And once you do that, here, let me make sure that everything is on. Boom, 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 boom. All right, I think that's it, right? So as you can see, whenever you get a setup that comes in, right? Whenever you get a setup that comes in, it's also going to show your short and your long position. So just imagine if you would have caught the first setup, it hits your TP1, your TP2, and actually hits TP3 nicely, 100 points. The next setup comes in, hits TP2, beautiful. The next setup comes in, as you can see, hits TP2. So this is a good way for our members also to know when are opportunities to take some of that profit and also where to have some fixed stop losses when necessary, right? You already know once it starts hitting your targets, minimize that risk, right? As it starts hitting your targets in all scenarios, beautiful, 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 you minimize that risk, right? And that was the end of our session today. So that's actually our indices striker. So the great thing is with this pre-launch, you're actually going to have lifetime access. Seriously, lifetime access to the education, especially as we continue updating it. As simple as best believe, tapping in, knowing what to look out for. You're going to have access to our indicators, our pullback pips, our indices striker, striking you into some profits. And then, of course, now you're going to check out beta. Right, so let me just double check. Let me see where we're at. I know this was all last minute, but I just want to make sure to make this video so you guys can truly see what is going on here because it's not as complicated as you think, right? So beta is actually an indicator that I realized as I'll be honest here. Let me just take a moment so you guys can understand how these indicators came into play because a lot of people are like, Anthony, you have pullback pips, you have the striker. What's beta all about? And the reason is if you look at all of these indicators, especially one more that I have, they're all designed for a specific purpose. When you're trading, you want to make sure that you understand that you're not complicating your style. A lot of the times people have all these indicators, all of these different checklists that they're looking out for. Your pullback pips indicator is going to help you identify your trend, your bigger picture. So if you're trading, let's just say on the minute, on the 5 minute, the 15, the 30 minute, wouldn't it be more effective to know the trend of what's happening, whether if you're buying or you're selling it? Yes, right? Because you can't just be buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, because eventually you're going to lose your account. So that's why we have our pullback pips. Now the striker is here to now identify if you are in a bearish or bullish market, where's the best opportunity to strike into that setup and look for the best setup, whether if it's the entry or the pullback. That's the striker, right? But then I realized, all of these tools, those two tools mainly are for manual traders like myself who literally sit down right here in front of my computer. And, as the day's going, I'm trading manually, right? But I realized, sometimes people don't have the ability to trade, to stay on and stare at the markets for hours just because they're busy. So what we have to realize is this is where beta comes in, because it's more of my style of entry in terms of actually getting into the market and then us maximizing that setup. So for example, if you actually look over here, we can actually bring beta up on, we could bring it up on gold. We can bring it up on US 30. Here, let's just start off with gold. And let's just see how we did today with beta, right? Here, these were actually some of the trade setups that came out. But let me actually give you guys a very quick pointer. And this is a very quick tip. When you are finding a setup, a lot of people ask me, where do you know where to place your stop loss, right? Especially for the people who are maybe back, who are already in the platform testing things out with beta. Whenever you see a setup come in, let me just show you, like right here, if you would have started your New York session, you would have had a nice, lovely sell setup right here. Bada boom, bada bing, right? Now, me personally, if you got a sell setup right there, I like to place my stop loss, of course, above highs is great, but you don't need to have a 50-point stop loss, a 50-pip stop loss. It makes no sense, right? With gold, you don't need 50 pips, right? You might need it with US 30 or NAS 100, but no, check this out. So this is beta. If beta gave you the sell setup right here, you're going to actually do something very simple. You're going to literally, this is how simple I'm going to keep it for you guys. When you get the setup, you're going to, here, let me actually show you what I mean. All right, so the market's moving, right? You don't even know that this setup is this opportunity is coming, but best believe the candle closes, boom, we get the setup, right? So what you're going to realize is the first thing you're going to do is, of course, mark up your chart. That's fine. You could do all of that good stuff, right? Because it's going to help you navigate the market as it's moving, as you're looking at the setup. But this is going to be the easiest reference for your stop loss and your take profit. Ready? Watch this. So if this is the candle that you just got in on, right? And you're looking to sell, right? You're going to look at the previous candle and you're going to see which was the highest point, and you're going to add 10 pips or 10 points, right? So watch this. If this was our entry, our stop loss would have been 10 pips above this point. That's 18 right there. That would have been our stop loss. Our take profit, our easy take profit could easily go into 1 to 3, right? You're going to see some setups go 1 to 1, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1. But this is just a good ratio for you to start seeing and letting that market marinate, right? So you can already imagine what happened when this bad boy already went 1 to 1, right? Just keep an eye out on what's happening, right? So eventually, if you know that you are in a sell, you see what the market just did? It broke through, right? You could have definitely secured some profits right there. You know what else I would have did at 20 pips? I would have moved my stop loss from where it's at right now, maybe risking half of it now, minimizing that risk, right? It's all about minimizing your risk, maximizing your trade. Now, what's crazy is, you see, we just got another sell setup right there, right? So if you know that this is now a rejection area, where is our stop loss going to be? Usually above it. It doesn't need to be 55 pips. In fact, let's look at the highest point, add 10 pips. That's our stop loss. And we're going to look to go what? 3 to 1. Now, best believe we still have this market right here that's trailing because you already took some partials. Your risk is now half of that risk. So let's just continue seeing what it does do. Boom. You see what it does? It moves into some great profits. Now, you notice we actually did get another sell setup. Now, I'll be honest, me personally, I'm not a fan of stacking my trades, but you're going to see eventually as this market is marinating, making its move, guess what? It's going to secure the bag, right? So already this bad boy does hit 2 to 1 right there. It actually almost hits 3 to 1. It literally nibbles on 2.99. This right here, this first trade setup that you actually did, actually look, it actually did almost 6 to 1, right? So that's actually the first setup that you could have maximized and gotten into. Now, the great thing is you did get some sells here. You know, if you would have continued the party, best believe you would have done what? Gotten in. You would have placed your stop loss 10 pips above that high, and this would have been your stop, and you would have looking to go 3 to 1, right? So if you're in that trade setup, oh, sorry about that, family. So if you're in this trade setup and it already goes 2 to 1, guess what I'm already going to do? Minimize my risk, if not make it risk-free or in profit, and let it trail, right? Right? So eventually it's like, if it's risk-free and it stops me out, that's fine. If it's, right, you're still moving. Best believe if I would have secured 60 pips, if I would have secured 53, and now if I would have secured another 42, that, let's be honest, you probably would have been done before your day even started. And this was less than an hour of work, right? So that's powerful stuff right there. So let's actually just go through, and I want to just show you some other examples because those were actually the sells. Oh my goodness. Here, let's actually just look at it manually. We don't even have to do the back test, but just look at what happened to these drops. We got these nasty sell setups. I would have secured the bag at 60 to be honest, but it actually ends up moving for over 120 pips. Some nice, amazing sells. Look. Even this run right here that came in, right? We would have placed our stop loss, 10 pips above that. And now look to go 1-to-1, 2-to-1, but then finalize at 3-to-1 and trail, right? So already you can see that right when it went 1-to-1 and it already went 34 pips, I'm securing, I'm moving my stop loss, minimizing, and letting it trail and doing its thing, right? You can already see if you already took all those wins with beta, you should be done, right? Like for example, seriously, you see how easy this is? Watch this. I know you probably can't see this, but if it says to sell in a seller's market and you selling it and you dropping, we're dropping, secure the bag eventually, right? Just like right here, if you would have took that trade setup all the way up there, secure the bag eventually, right? But you notice we did get a buy. Let me just show you. Let's look at some more examples because I'm not done yet. Simple stuff. So we get the buy, boom, right? We're going to look at the lowest point between the current candle and the previous candle and add 10 pips, not 20, 10. So now we're able to take this bad boy 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, right? And if that's the setup, best believe I'm securing by then, right? Whether if I'm securing already when it pulls back on me, because I already took some partials at 30 pips, right? These are all things that you're gonna notice, but best believe the setups are gonna come in and you're gonna be moving in the right direction, right? So those were some nice setups. This one actually, let's actually talk about it because I like to talk about it. Whenever you get a setup, you can't break your rules, right? So if the stop loss is 10 pips above that, this is my trade. It moves a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. It moves 8-9 pips. That's fine. But it stops me out. Take the loss. You want to know why? Because you just came from all of those wins, but best believe there's going to come a point that your winners are going to exceed. Here, let's add the 10 pips. Boom. Your winners are going to exceed, and we do what? A 3-to-1 we said. That's going to be our final run for this setup if we can get it. Are going to exceed the losses. Look at that. I'm okay with losing 16 pips because I know we're going to have some nice trade setups that go 1-to-1, that go 2-to-1, right? This one easily did about 58, 50, almost 60. Yeah, 60 pips. So amazing setups. We had some great setups that came in through the night. And then, of course, right here, we would have already been done with my day already by 2, 3 o'clock. So that was actually gold. That's the crazy part. Let's actually look at US 30. Let's look at NAS 100 because it's that simple. And that's the great thing about it. Being able to use these tools that we have, maximizing the setup and winning, right? So hopefully you guys are following along. Maybe I'm not boring you guys. I hope I'm not. But I just want to show you guys the beta indicator and what it's been doing because it's not going to stop, right? So literally, already, if you would have started your New York session at this candle, you would have gotten your entry from beta, an alert. I'm talking about you're receiving an alert to your mobile device, right? And it's going to say, hey, beta is telling you to sell. You're going to pull up TradingView or your MetaTrader 4, seeing it, and you're going to place the setup, right? So let's look at the highest point. Let's add 10 pips, right? And then easily, I know I'm liking to do what? Go 3-to-1, and then I'm trailing. So you can already see how that first setup already does 129 and then actually pushes to over 200 points. I hope you can see that, all right? Not only that, but we did get another sell setup right here where if we place our stop loss, 10 pips above the high? I'm giving you guys too much sauce with that already. The buffer zone, the buffer is a game changer. And then we're going to look to go 3-1 and trail, right? Look at that. It hits 3-1, and you could have easily took that 90 pip points and moved to 150. Oh, but we're not done. We had another sell setup that literally started where we could have easily, look at this. Look at this one. This one's beautiful. This is the high, 10 pips, 10 points right there. Easily does what? Move for 150. Look at that. Imagine a nice 7-1 risks to reward trade setup, right? I mean, reward to risk setup, right? Now, if you notice, not only did we get the sells, it was crazy because I can actually show you guys. I'll show you guys. You know, this is what it's all about. Having the right knowledge, having the right tools, and now having a good community where everybody wants to discuss the markets, right? We were literally talking about some of these setups as they came. You see this setup right here, NAS 100? Beta. Look at this. I entered because of beta, and I'm going to exit. Here, it probably, let's see. I know throughout the day, it probably ended up dropping. We're not going to do too much of just looking at Discord. We could, oh, here we go. Okay, ended up moving, long story short. You're going to see it ends up hitting nicely, right? So we did get some buy setups. Here, let's check this out. You're going to see them. The buy setups are going to come beautiful. So what happens when you get an alert? The first thing I do is I bring up my chart, right? I get an alert, and I'm already identifying where's my stop loss, right? I'm adding 10 to the lowest point. And already, if I know that I'm risking 68 points, right, you got to already measure what your risk is, because you already know you're going to go 3-1. You're looking to go 3-1 on some of these trade setups. Already 1-1, 2-1. You're going to start doing some metrics, right? But as these bad boys are coming in, giving you the setup, you know you're moving in the right direction, right? How do you know you're moving in the right direction? Well, first off, you see pullback pips. You see what it's doing? It's telling us we are in a buyer's market, right? You want to really know what's crazy about pullback pips? Let me show you something. I'm gonna show you guys what we go through in the game. These levels are actually structure levels. So what that means is when you have these levels, you can actually identify them in the market, right? I know we got a few people messaging. I'm sorry. I'm going to get to you guys soon in the message in the Discord, right? So what happens is, look, right here, you see how the market broke that candle? You see how, let me just show you guys. Actually, the candles are, the levels are broken. That's telling us the market wants to push up, right? And not only that, it's helping us know that this level reference is no longer resistant. It's now going to be supportive. If the market ever comes down to that point, right? This point right here, eventually, it actually blew through a little too much, but you'll see that if it ever does break through like it does right here, it should now be referenced as a support to push us on up, right? If you notice, it literally did that. It came up, referenced that level as a support, taking us where? On up. If you held the first trade setup, that would have been about a nice 68 pip point push. If you decided to take that next trade setup because you could have minimized your risk, right? Place your stops under that and known to go a nice 3-1. The great thing is you know where to go. You know where to take your partials. These levels are all there to helping you identify past structure, right? That's what these indicators and tools are here for, to help you get in the game, to know where to take the market to, right? So as this market marinates, you can see how it hits these levels. Boom, it literally hits those levels. And you could have caught just on the first setup already over 250 points. On the next setup, 235 points. Tell me already by 11, 12 o'clock, yes, I am done trading, right? I'm okay with still looking at the charts and being okay with how the moves play out, because they're going to do exactly what we're looking for, right? 10 points under, and then we go 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, right? Maximize those trade setups. That's US 30, right? So for everybody tuning in, I need you guys to get into the pre-launch lifetime access, because you're going to have access to the pullback pips, which you can use on Forex, indices, cryptocurrency. That's fine. Then you're going to have the indices striker, which is going to help you as a manual trader, and now beta, which is going to help you more as an automated, I'm a little busy trader, but still finding precise entries, right? Because if you can do that, I'm showing you, it does not repaint, right? So when it alerts you, you're going to get that notification. You're going to run straight to your phone, bada bing, bada boom, place your setup, your parameters, and take the setup. Simple, right? So I showed you guys gold. I showed you guys US 30, right? And if you want, we can actually look at the previous day here. Let's actually just look at the previous day of what happened with US 30. You know, I don't personally like to trade, 24 hours a day. I'm sorry. That's not my get down. I'm usually starting in already. I'm usually already starting in my day 9:30, 9 o'clock, because I know we have that New York session, right? So already, where's 9:30 at? 9:30 is right here. Boom. That's when I'm looking at the charts. So if you notice yesterday, what did we have yesterday? We had the first sell setup that came right here. Boom. Stop loss would have never been hit, and it pushes for over 180 points, right? Next entry comes right here. Stop loss is minimal. It pushes for over 127 points, right? You get the gist of what I'm saying. When the entry comes in, you're gonna participate, right? You're gonna place your stop. You're gonna know where your entry is, and you're gonna know already 1-to-1. I'm taking some partials, minimizing. 2-to-1, taking some partials, minimizing, right? Because when the setups come in, you know what I'm doing. I'm getting them with them, right? Look at how that bad boy ends up moving over 240 points, right? We got another setup that came in. Just imagine if you actually mark up your chart, the power behind a markup, right? Because if you see this resistance and you see that it's doing this and you get a buy setup, you already know a few things. What's the first thing you know? You can place your stop loss under, but you don't need to do 100 point stop loss. Follow the rules. 23 plus 10 is 33. That's going to be my stop loss. And then eventually this bad boy is going to do what? It's going to go 1-to-1. Let me show you what it's going to do. Here, let's play it through so you can see how I'm measuring my setups and what I do through the setup, right? I'm not counting this first setup, which I would have probably been in. I'm talking about this most recent right here. Oh, is it coming right there? All right, so at the close of that candle, it tells us to buy. We would have gotten in and already pushed 1-to-1 within a minute. It's crazy. What do you think I would have already started to do? Minimize, right? I already know I'm going to take this bad boy easily 3-to-1. So as it moves, right, you see how it hit already your nice target of 100 points? Usually this is a point for me to just secure the bag and say, you know what, I'm happy with 100 points. But for those people who want to have a party and trail, if you put your stop loss to break even, does it ever go back to break even? Let's see. No, in fact, it actually keeps going up. So you can turn a 100-point trade now to a 200-point trade. More effective by now minimizing your risk. By the time I minimized my risk and I find another setup, guess what you think I'm doing? I'm taking the trade. Hey, brother, I'm on a call right now. Let me call you right back once I finish. Oh, I'm almost done. Oh no, you're gonna. All right, so if you notice, we got this buy setup. We placed the stop loss under the lows, and we're going what? We're going 1-to-1. Boom. We're going 2-to-1. Bang. And then eventually, if the market wants to hit 3-to-1, I'm hitting it and I'm trailing, right? Let's see. Does it end up hitting? No, it actually comes back to break even. So I would have been happy with my nice little 100-pointer for 2-to-1. Look at that. Bag secured. Right? You know what I'm saying? So when you start your day off like that and you already made 90 points, 200 points, 100 points, you already know already come 12, 1 o'clock, you're done. You don't even need to keep trading, right? So that was actually yesterday, and then you saw how we did today. So let me actually, if you guys have any questions, feel free, drop your questions. If you have any questions, feel free, drop your questions. It's simple. Right, we got our pullback pips indicator, we have our striker indicator, and now we have our beta indicator. And honestly, that's probably going to be it for me. I got a few other things that the team's working on, but it's time to now focus on funding. Right? We have something now for the people who are actively trading. Now we have something for the people who are on the go busy. So there's zero excuse. And that's why I love it, because now we have alerts. So literally I get a notification, that thing goes bing. I pull up my chart, and in less than a minute, I'm in the trade. Literally 15 seconds, I'm in the trade. Oh, we got a buy setup, stop loss. Okay. Enter, placing the trade, placing my stop loss, and then letting it ride out. Right. So if you guys have any questions, feel free, drop them in the comments. I'm gonna do one more round of checking out how the market's moving, because it's really simple, it's really straight to the point, and if you use it the right way, it's gonna help you on your end, right? So let's look at NAS 100, because we haven't even looked at it. Let's start our session off over here, because this is the power of you actually applying your knowledge. Some people might already see what I'm starting to see, right? So let's just go through it real quick. You already know me personally. I like to start already 9:30. So right here, after this 9:30 candle, that would have been me looking at the chart, starting to look at it right here. I know the striker probably did give us a setup right here. If you notice right there, we got the sell setup. Bada bing, bada boom. It started moving. But let's not talk about the striker. Let's talk about beta. We got the sell setup, right? These were a little early, but you can see why it did what it did. Ready? It came up, took out the stops, dropped hundreds of points, right? If you understand where to place your stop losses, you would have ate on that trade. So this would have actually been the first trade setup right here that we would have taken. If you notice, we would have entered at this point. We would have looked at the lowest point and added 10 points, right? Lowest point right there, 13 plus 10 is 23. That would have been our stop loss. Does the market ever hit our stop loss? No. In fact, it actually graciously moves over 100 points, right? As it's moving, right, because we don't know. As it's moving up, what is it doing? It's actually trending, right? If you probably pull back, if you bring up your pullback, it's probably going to tell you that we're in a buyer's market. Yes, right? So you already know that if you're in this trade, you're still able to hold it as it's moving on up. Looking to do what? Target my 3-to-1, right? Because that's a safe spot for me to avoid any consolidation. If I already hit my 3-to-1, 70 points, that's great, right? If you notice, by then, we do get a nice setup here. We do get a nice setup here. They both moved phenomenal, right? We got a nice setup over here. We got a nice setup right there. So those would have been some great setups to start moving on, right? If you would have taken this one over here, stop loss would have been previous at 10, 27, go 3-to-1. That would have been a nice area to secure some nice partials. Boom, that's 85 points secured, right? Let's look at this next example. We get the buy setup right there. I personally know if I'm looking to buy, my stop loss has to be under all of this mess. But if we want to just keep the rules the same, what's 19? Ooh, this was a very close one because it's literally like right on it. But I would have probably given it a buffer. Long story short, it ends up moving nicely. You want to know something? Last but not least, even if I get stopped out, I'm okay with that because I could come in, take the next setup that comes in, and I know if I follow the rules, what are the rules? Previous candle, add 10, 37. So if I could at least go to 37 points, guess what? That's already 1-to-1. So that means if I lost that 1-to-1 and I just made that 1-to-1, I'm back at break even. And if I secured 85 points, right? If I secured 85 points, shoot. If I secured 50 points, if I secured 70, I'm still great, right? So those were some nice buys that came in. We had some good sells that came in right here. And then, of course, we finish off the session with some phenomenal buys. So you can see, these tools are all here to help you truly maximize your indices, your Forex. But best believe now with beta, there's zero excuse at this point, right? So it's time to truly get in. That's the only thing. To get into this pre-launch, get lifetime access because it's not going to be lifetime any longer, right? I'm going to say it one more time. For the people in the back who didn't hear me. Currently, right now, we are in pre-launch. What pre-launch means? is we are putting all of these tools together. We are putting in all of these, videos together. We are putting on all of these systems and processes in place so we can have the best functioning platform that's already A1. Let me say that. It's already A1, already seeing profits. So once we are phenomenally done with our pre-launch experience and get more testimonials, more results, check this out. Check this out. And I'm already getting the results. Check this out. I'm not sure. You probably won't be able to see it, but one second. So let me go to one of our members. This member hasn't even been with us for a month. It hasn't even been a month. I'm sorry for putting you out. You know who you are. Hasn't even been with us for a month. And this is what he has already been able to do. He came into the platform when we only had two indicators. We had the striker and the pullback pips. And I said, listen, if you manually trade, if you at least apply yourself, you'll see some great stuff, because I've done it. I can't promise any automated things, but best believe I'm going to get alerts. So we got the alerts set up. So now he's able to work. He gets the alerts. He finds the setup, and boom. You'll see in the profits area, he's been posting profits day in, day out. He actually told me yesterday, and I was mind blown by this. He actually told me that, by the way, this is my third week, because it hasn't even been a month. I haven't had a losing day. Not only that, but I told him, I said, listen, this is the plan. You get into the platform, lifetime access. I'm okay with that, because we need testimonials, we need results, we need profits, right? So you get into the platform, and I want you to use the tool, practice it. Don't use it on a demo. I want you to start getting in the mindset that now, once we have the right tools, once we have the right knowledge, now we need the right capital. That was the problem I faced when I first got started trading, because prop firms didn't exist. But now, if you are consistent, if you're profitable, prop firms will be able to leverage now their funds, right? Tapping to this account. This member was able to use our tools and already pass a free trial with these platforms, following their rules, right? Seeing consistency, seeing profitability. We had another member who literally came in their first week, already made back what they came in with. It was amazing. And we're just getting started, right? So let me just avoid any confusion when it comes to this pre-launch. Shoot me a message, because the lifetime access is currently available, but it's not going to be available for long. What the lifetime access is going to bring you, let's do one last review. It's going to bring you a nice elite education that goes from Forex into indices into our indicators. Let me tell you, as amazing as that already is, which you're going to love, it's only the 1.0. So best believe once we launch, we're launching our 2.0 as we continue to grow, right? Now, aside from that, we want to make sure you got the knowledge, but I know you're going to need the tools too, the indicators, the sauce. We have pullback pips, we got our striker tool, and then we have our beta. It's just called beta. I don't even need to worry about a name, because it's all about the result right now, right? We'll figure out the name of it later. Right now, it's currently in beta, which means our members are having access to all of these amazing tools now that are going to help you identify your trend, that are going to help you identify your entry opportunities, your pullbacks, and now your entry tactic, with a risk management opportunity with that, right? So you're minimizing your risk, maximizing your trade. And let me tell you, not only is he a result to that, let me tell you my testament. You know what I'm doing right now? I said, you know what? Now that we have beta, I'm going to show the community how it can get done. Every day I've been posting our results, posting our analysis, posting our profits, right? Because it's not just the knowledge, the tools, it's also the community, the people, right? I want everyone to get funded. I want everyone to see results. I want everybody to come in, see consistency, right? Because the same exact setups that I'm getting, the same alerts that are coming in, bada bing, bada boom, are the same alerts that you should be getting as well, right? Nothing is different. You have everything. So now with this lifetime access, it's like zero excuse. Now we're taking the time and let's craft this skill the way it needs to be, right? So if you haven't done so already, shoot me a message. Let's get you set up with the pre-launch. Let's get you set up with beta. Let's get you set up with the striker, the pullback pips. The great thing is you can use these tools on indices and gold, as well as your Forex pairs, right? So I'm just going to do one last review so you guys can see exactly what this beta is all about. If I'm not mistaken, let me just come over here. We were talking about, oh yeah, we already did NAS 100. We already did NAS 100 for today. This was today. How about yesterday? Let's see. How about yesterday? One last one, and then we'll be done for the day. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. All right, all right. So you already know what time I like to start to trade. I already start looking at the market already 9:30, right? I already know opening bell is going to be 9:30. What that means is the momentum is going to start kicking in. Market volatility is going to start to push. So I just want you to start seeing some things, right? This candle right here, what time is that? 9:33. That would have been my first trade setup. I would have taken. Boom, right? What's even crazier is this was the day that at 8:30 there was crazy news. So I already knew right at 8:30, don't even trade. Crazy news, right? I was gonna wait till 9:30. So we already go 1-to-1 for about 100 points. Boom. You already know what I did. I secured the bag. I secured that bag, right? That sell setup that came in, honestly, you know what we did? We were patient enough because we knew we were in a consolidated market, right? If we would have had our pullback pips indicator, right? This is the 1 minute. If we would have had our pullback pips indicator on the 1 minute or even the 2 minute, let's see, what trend are we dealing with? A bullish trend. So what do you think am I going to do with a bullish trend? I'm only going to buy on the bullish trends, right? That's on. So once we come in with these buys, we're kicking in some nice buy setups, right? We literally, it was a little choppy, but I think we finished off with some sells that ended up kicking in. So it was a pretty nice day. Keep it straight point and we'll maximize the setups, right? We got gold, we got US 30, New York session, set your alerts. That's pretty much it. All right, you got your pullback pips, your indices striker, and your alerts. I was actually a little upset right here because I remember right here, this was today. We hit our goals. Then we had these sells that came in, which were nice. I think they ended up pushing for about like 80 points. Look at that, 130. And then we had these buys come in. I missed out on those, but that was a nice finisher to the session, right? So I'm excited, y'all. Definitely wanted to take this time, show you guys the sauce. We have members in the community. Feel free, come into the community. Please talk. Please share your analysis. That's what we're all here for. Markups and analysis. We got people sharing the sauce with us, right? Go into the trade talk and actually talk about the charts. Let's talk about what's going on, right? There was actually a moment I was actually telling everybody what's happening. Look at this. All right. What do you think is going to happen after that trend line breaks and we're in a bullish market? Oh, we're going up. So not only did we hit this level, boom, but we hit that level, bang. Right. So that was some very good stuff. Right. I think this was actually was this the setup? I think that was US 30. But yeah, with all that being said, as long as you're coming in and you're doing this, making some profits, right? Take your trade setups. If you're coming out at the end of the day with some profits, that's all that matters. Consistency, profitability, that's it, right? I need you guys to do that so we can now start taking some trips. I'll see you in Mexico. I'll see you in Puerto Rico, nice and warm. And let's get these funded accounts. That's the next goal for everybody. You have this platform, you got these tools, you got these resources that are working for not only me, but other people who are just coming in as well, who are new to the system. And we're just talking Forex. We're talking trading. We're talking indices. We're talking markets. Let's get to it. Day in, day out, right? And you'll see the value. So with that being said, family, I'm about to get out of here. I got a few calls to make. I appreciate everybody on this live. If you're not in the pre-launch, the lifetime access is coming to an end. I'm sorry. Let me just give you an insight. Lifetime means lifetime for some people who don't know. So if you get in, whether if that was a month ago, right? You get lifetime into the platform. When we create new indicators and new updates, right? When we put the alerts on, when we drop this beta, you guys are going to still have access. So when we drop our trade manager, I'm not saying anything. When we dropped our other additional solutions, you guys will be taken care of. Or you could wait. Honestly, just wait. Get plugged in because in a few days, the lifetime's not even going to be available. Get plugged in. Pay per month, pay per year. I know you're going to make your money back anyways, but you'll see the value regardless. With that being said, family, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. We did our thing. Day 1, day 2, day 3, 1%, 1%, 1%. Tomorrow's day 4. Hit these goals and let's keep it moving. If you guys have any questions, shoot me a message. Let me know you want part of the pre-launch. Let me know if you're just interested in learning how to trade. A closed mouth does not get fed. What's next? These funded accounts. Let's get it. Take care, family.